Hello, 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 and welcome to the Random Talks where we speak of everything and nothing at the same damn time. I'm gonna just get into segment one because it's not that I have a lot to say, but it is a conversation that I do want to just throw into the air. As y'all know, I'm not the all-knowing nigga. I will never be the all-knowing nigga, and I never claim to be the all-knowing nigga. I tell you every single episode. For segment one, we're gonna be speaking on why people hate polyamory, why the internet hates polyamory, and if it's really the internet that hates polyamory, or is it the developed world that hates polyamory, right? So I'm scrolling on Instagram and I see a post. I think it's Neo. Is it Neo? I think it's Neo. He got like 2-3 girlfriends. Girl, I go to the comments and people are genuinely furious. They're mad at not necessarily Neo, but they're mad at the women. Oh, why would you get into a relationship like this? You don't love yourself. I was like appalled. I said, I'm clutching my pearls because what do you know just from what you've seen on this video? What do you know about their relationship from what you've seen in this video for you to assume that these women have no self-worth and that they're insecure simply because they're in a polyamorous relationship? Like, where I'm trying to connect the dots because I'm honestly just curious. I'm interested. I'm curious. How did we get to this point where people view polyamory as a lack of self-love, as a lack of self-worth in a woman's point of view? But for a man, it's, oh, there you go, king. Oh, he's greedy. I'm gonna go over this article really quickly. As you know, sources will be in the description. So the title is The Wide World of Polyamory. We hate it, others love it. And the subheading is, why do some countries like polyamory? Polyamory is so deeply detested in our society that Mormons like Mitt Romney face an uphill task in getting elected, even though the Mormons abandoned multiple marriage over a century ago. Writing in defense of anti-polyamory statute in 1878, the U.S. Supreme Court noted that polyamory has always been odious among the northern and western nations of Europe. They meant that it was not civilized. Why is our part of the world so hostile to polyamory? Polyamory not being for you is one thing, but hating people that are in polyamorous relationships simply because they're in polyamorous relationships. It's kind of sick seeing the amount of people that are so-called progressive until it's something that they don't really like. Polyamory though? Nah. When it's like, girl, again, it's not for me, right? I would never sit here and hate on a woman that's like, yeah, I have a wife and a husband. You have 4 extra hands helping you around the house. Fuck yeah. With everything in life, there are levels and layers to this shit. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, all polyamorous relationships are great. I know there are some out there that are toxic and not great, but that can happen in a monogamous relationship as well. So why are we just simply seeing multiple people in one relationship and assuming that it's toxic? What have y'all been fed? Plural marriage is surprisingly common and popular elsewhere. In poorer countries, about 1/6 of women share their husbands, with 55% doing so in Benin. In developed countries, serial polygamy is common, where a man divorces his first wife and marries another. Contemporary fascination with polyamory of the odious type spawned a successful soap opera, Big Love. Polygamy for man and beast. Some level of polygamy is observed in virtually every society, even if covertly. Polygamy is accepted throughout a wide swath of the inhabited globe, the green band in the map. Why does this form of marriage persist around the equator while it has been largely abandoned or rejected elsewhere? Monogamy in some environments to polygyny, in parentheses, 1 male, several females in others. Ooh, okay, we talk about animals because humans be forgetting that we're just a type of species on this planet. Why do some male animals get to monopolize several females? There are 3 basic reasons. First, there may be a scarcity of adult males. Second, some males may have much better genes than others, which is particularly important for populations where there is a heavy load of diseases and parasites to which resistance is genetically heritable. Third, females do better by sharing a mate who defends a good territory, in parentheses with plenty of food and cover, that they would be opting to be the single mate in a bad territory. Do humans choose polygamy for similar reasons? Why some countries prefer polygamy? Real question I'm about to ask. I know my audience is like predominantly youthful, so I don't want to leave y'all out. But we talking about the grown folks. All right, grown folks, come on and step up. I need you to comment whether or not, 1, polyamory is something that you detest. 2, why do you detest it, right? You just need to answer those. If that's how you feel, answer those for me, right? So the real question is, would you be mad at a man or a woman? Let's just say a man has multiple wives or this woman has multiple husbands. Would you be mad if they are financially and mentally stable? I feel like if you're not financially stable, why the fuck do you even need one partner? You don't even need one. But y'all know how I feel about that. Someone was like, I can't believe you're capitalist junkie. I'm going to shut my mouth before I say something that offends a lot of people. But all I got to say is when you grow up poor, you don't want to be fucking poor. If you poor, you need to be worrying about something else other than love. You cannot afford love. You can't. Now you want to put multiple partners on top of that and you ain't got no money. That's a different conversation. Date within your budget. Or don't date at all, is my opinion. Outside of financial status and outside of mental health, do you genuinely still have a problem with polyamory? And why? That's the real question for this episode. Why is multiple partners in a household something you disagree with? Now, this could be with children or without children or gonna have children, whatever. Whatever point of view you wanna have, let me hear it. I'm genuinely interested. My research on 32 countries where polygamy is practiced by at least 5% of married women yields answers. 1. Polygamy increased where there is a scarcity of males in the population. Countries having a heavy infectious disease load had many more polygamous marriages. Women there evidently shopped for high disease resistance, i.e. physically attractive men, to father their offspring. Moreover, there were more polygamous wives in countries where men could monopolize wealth in terms of money or arable land, in parentheses, analogous to animal territories. See, that's a very interesting perspective. So they looking like, well, ladies, this nigga fine. He got good genes. All these other niggas dying. You want to get together and you want a 2-man? Okay, all right. Well, that's our nigga now. This may or may not be tea, but y'all be in monogamous relationships with straight men watching lesbian porn because you want some pussy. Don't allow your man to watch porn. And there's opportunities where you could have your cake and eat it too, but you would rather. From a queer perspective, if I could have a wife and a husband, I'm personally not mad. That's 4 extra hands around the house. That's 4 extra hands on me. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that, but it's true. On After Hours, I did say that I could not practice non-monogamy, but I mean that sexually. So let me explain to you what my point of view is, right? My point of view might not be common to the masses, but that's my point of view. This my pussy, this my life, okay? So I mentioned that, like, I met this guy that I liked and could or would at some point be open to taking this person seriously. And then we spoke about threesomes. And automatically my point of view with this person changed simply because if we already logged in and then we speak about it and this is a discussion that comes up and we both feel comfortable and we are fine with allowing another energy into our lives, I'll probably think about it. I wouldn't mind. But if off rip, you trying to slang that pussy with me? With me? What? You trying to slang some dick with me? What? Off rip? And that's no tea, no shade. If other people want to live their life like that, that's beautiful. That's just my point of view. All right, I'm gonna stop cutting in now. Much the same explanations apply to polyamorous marriages for human as to polygamy for other species. Contrary to popular assumptions, multiple marriage has nothing to do with poverty, backwardness, or oppression of women. In parentheses, acceptance of wife beating. Hell no, we not accepted. Hey, let's get into why the developed world hates polygamy. Polygamy works well in underdeveloped tropical countries, but not so well for developed high latitude countries. Why? At least 3 factors are critical. First, instead of a scarcity of males, developed countries have an excess thanks to better public health that saves more males than females. Ooh, if you cringed at that like I did, good. The truth unsettles the comfortable at times, and that just snapped me right back into reality. Developed countries are highly urbanized, and it's very difficult to raise large families in cities because children are such a drain on finances that it is impossible for most men to support multiple families. In agricultural societies, by contrast, kids contribute to the family economy by working. Ew, hell nah. Now, just because I don't agree with that, don't mean that, that's how some people live their lives. I don't agree with that. I don't think children should be working. Child labor is not something I'm here for. But in these countries where it's like, we need the extra hands. And if you go out there and sell, I don't even know, cocoa beans, you better go out there and sell some cocoa beans. Shit. All right, mom, I'm gonna go sell some cocoa beans. Shit, we gotta make some money so I can eat. But if we use in the urbanized society's examples, the reason why they said, oh, it might be difficult being in a polyamorous relationship with kids in the urban, world is because that shit is fucking expensive. One kid is expensive. Now imagine have a kid and a wife and another wife and a husband. That's a lot of fucking people, a lot of mouths to feed. Imagine having like 2, 3, 4 kids plus everybody else. Like that is a lot. It's going to be expensive. But that's why my question on if, like, are y'all mad at it because, you know what I mean? Because you can't, all right? I'm going to stop the article right there just because I want to speak on netizen opinions. But again, if you want to learn more about what they have to say, just go to the description and read the article. This netizen said, wow, the Gen Pop really hate polygamy, don't they? I made a post yesterday in a popular sub saying what I thought to be a funny anecdote. I mentioned that my husband and I are poly because it was somewhat relevant to the story. You wouldn't believe how many hateful messages I got. People saying I'm a Mormon or I'm a degenerate, my relationship is fake, we are destined for a divorce. Yikes. I guess I wasn't aware of how many people hate our lifestyle. The post didn't say anything about monogamy, didn't claim my lifestyle was better than theirs, and had nothing to do with them. But all these people felt so triggered they had to post a hateful message despite not knowing anything about us. My husband and I, as well as our polycule, are very happy. Thank you very much. All their comments did was show how insecure they were about their own relationships, how they have jealousy issues they can't overcome, and how toxic monogamy can be. If they were happy and content people, they wouldn't have felt the need to say those things to me. All right, let's see. A netizen replied, I think a lot of it stems from just how much cheating there is in monogamous relationships. I think it's really hard to imagine polyamory as a healthy relationship style when thinking about your partner with someone else brings up those real feelings of betrayal. Is it logical? No, but emotions often aren't. Another netizen replied, only need to look at that recent Ask Reddit thread where someone asked about open relationships. Top like 20 comments were all people complaining about how opening the relationship ruined it. It never works, etc., etc., etc. All while describing them opening their relationship as a last-ditch attempt to fix their failing relationship, like somehow the opening up was the problem. Now, listen, I spoke about this in After Hours. Do not open your relationship to fix it. Never, never, ever, 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 ever think bringing someone into your relationship, unless it's a motherfucking relationship therapist, will ever fix it. Because it won't. Because now the energy that you should have been giving to your partner in a monogamous relationship is being given to another partner in a non-monogamous relationship. So the problem at hand is never addressed. It's never fixed. It's always going to be there and it'll just be built on top of. So it's like, I don't see why people are like, oh, you know what? Let's have a threesome. Let's open a relationship or let's have a baby. No. Those comments were brutal. It's fascinating too, because even though my partner and I aren't actively seeking anyone else, I feel like identifying together as poly makes the relationship so much more trusting and so much less fearful. I think about how much would go unsaid in a typical monogamous relationship. Ooh, like being terrified of your partner simply checking out someone else, or the turmoil that comes from a scenario like that. I saw someone on your thread say that poly goes against human nature. Now, girl, really? What if it's literally both, since we have the brain capacity to make a damn choice? I'm very interested to know a woman's point of view, so I'm going into the Ask Woman Reddit thread, and they said, what are your thoughts on polygamy? Why would it work or not work for you? This person said, not for me. I am strictly monogamous and demand the same from my partner. How others choose to live doesn't concern me. You see how my answer was very similar to their answer, but other people are genuinely mad. If you're mad at someone being in a polygamous relationship, I'm gonna assume you're jealous. Why are you so mad? What, you do not have to practice what someone else practices. You literally don't. It shouldn't matter to you unless it does matter to you. Then that's something that needs to be spoken on. Because why are you so mad at this person loving how they love? That's odd. That's different. That's odd. That's spooky. This person replied, my thoughts on it aren't good. The power imbalance I've seen is very off-putting. Polygamy and the correlations to cult/religion is very unappealing. Another reply says, polygamy is far too religious for me. Polyamory, though, fits well with my values and needs. Someone replied to this saying, very surprised that I had to scroll so far to see someone point this out. Huge distinction to make. Two entirely different conversations ethically. Polyamory is a perfectly valid way for consenting adults to share love, sex, and streaming passwords. Polygamy is an oppressive religious practice that places women under the ownership of men. Whoa! Someone replied to this saying, hi, cultural anthropologist here. Polygamy actually refers to any marriage between more than one people. Polygyny is between one man and multiple women. Polyandry is between one woman and multiple men. All these and any other gender permutations fall under the larger umbrella of polygamy. And while it's true that polygamy often comes with religious under or overtones, it doesn't have to inherently be religious. It just refers to marriage. However, marriage is defined within the cultural context. Interesting stuff. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I needed that because this person said, polyamory is oppressive religious practice that places women under the ownership of men. I said, no. But then I kept reading. Thank goodness. You see, this is why you gotta finish. I was confused. So thank goodness that this person came and clarified like the terminology. As with most things in life, people exploit things. And from what we've seen or from what people have seen in society, the exploitation of polygyny is in the front of you. It's what people think of. It's the exploitation of it. They don't know about the good things because the good things are kept on the low. Some people that are truly happy do not feel the need to show it off. I think that's going to be it for segment 1. What did you guys think on polyamory, polygamy, polygyny, polyandry, all of it? What'd you think? You know, in the comment section of my why do black people not post their partners, someone was like, I am in a polyamorous relationship. I don't remember which poly it was, but I know they was in a relationship where I think they had 2 boyfriends. And I said, well, respect. Nobody needs to be in your business. That's your business. Why people gotta be in your business? Why? I don't see a need for it. Some people do. That's their business. But like, have you ever practiced? Have you ever thought about it? Are you open to it? Are you not open to it? Please let me know in the comments down below. I'm very interested on why someone would or wouldn't be interested. But anyway, let's get into my next segment, latest obsessions, where I speak about what I'm obsessed with. We're smashing mics and karaoke boss. That song has been stuck in my head all day. And it's actually the first song on this list because of that reason. If you don't know what song I'm talking about, it is Greek Tragedy, but the Oliver Nelson TikTok remix. Yeah, y'all remember that time? It now gives me like that feeling of nostalgia. So, yay, look at us. That just means that we're aging, everyone. We are growing. We are growing and we are aging, everyone, is exactly what that means. So, this song is Kaleidoscope by Chappelle Rowan. This Chappelle girl, Miss Rowan. This song has definitely become one of those songs that I will sing at the end of karaoke. Mind you, I've never gone to karaoke. I've never done it. No, I lied. I went to karaoke one time. I was super drunk. It was a karaoke bar where you could get up on stage and I sang 505 by Arctic Monkeys. Cringe. Fuck. I was hitting notes and shit. I was like, ill. I'm never doing that again. Thank you. And I was third wheeling, so I was feeling that song that night and I was heartbroken. Oh my gosh, man. Am I just fucking heartbroken every year? What's going on? What's going on? I was heartbroken last year. That's when I sung the song. Heartbroken this year. Now I'm up. Like, it's like I just need to go through, you know, it has to be the rain before the calm. I have to go through the storm before I can experience the calm, it seems. I'm gonna have to skip out on love for like, give me a little bit of time, because I can't. Off topic, but on topic. I was telling my friend, I was like, damn, I'm like officially over my ex. And they were like, yay. I said, what's gonna be my gym motivation now? Now the fuel is gonna be, oh, I look good. Let me look even better. Ooh, I don't need to feed off of hate for me to level up. Ooh, I hate that. So for books, for my sapphic readers, we have here Holy Wrath. I have not started it, but I will be starting it. It has a 4.1 rating on Goodreads, which that's not bad. If it's above like a 3.8, If it's above a 3.8, I could live with it. Like, I could read it. I'll read it. If it's under 3.7, girl, I'm not reading that shit. I'm not wasting my time. I'm wasting my money. In a city clinging to light during an age of darkness, all healer Ophelia wants is for a saint to finally claim her. Since being brought to Lumendi, I hope that's how you say it, as an orphan nearly 30 years ago. She's worked tirelessly to prove herself worthy of the mysteries, the sacred magical power that only the saints can bestow upon mortals of their choosing. When she's tasked with caring for an injured prisoner, Ophelia sees the perfect way to prove she's ready for her saintening. The prisoner is none other than the Umbrella Knight, the most dangerous warrior of Lumendi's sworn enemy. Okay, cool, we get it, you different. The Sepulchre. 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 You couldn't say the Psy? I don't even know, like the Psy? That would have been cool with the Psy clan. Like, I'd do that. If she can save the Umbrella Knight's soul by converting her to the Church of the Host, the saints will surely fight amongst themselves to claim Ophelia. But the disarmingly beautiful and undeniably dead knight's soul is in even worse shape than Ophelia feared. In fact, she insists Ophelia's beloved god is a murderous liar and her adopted city is built on blackened bones. Damn. Until Lumendi's gilded secrets begin to tumble from their hiding places and Ophelia herself uncovers a conspiracy, then she's forced to consider the idea that Niatrix, otherwise known as the Umbrella Knight, might be telling the truth, and that saving the alluring knight's soul is the least of her concerns. I think I might have to buy the audiobook. Oh, let me just check if it's on Audible real quick. I'm sorry. This is not sponsored by Audible, which it could be. It could be. Hey. Please. Oh, God. Where were we? No. Ew, it's not on Audible. Release date January 6th, 2026? What? I might as well just go and get the fucking book. It's about 4 or 5 more months until January. Oh my God. What the fuck have I done this year? Make money, pay bills, gym money, bills. That's all I've done this year. I said, I'm gonna go to Brazil. I'm gonna go to New York 3 times this year. Holy Wrath is by Victoria Meir, by the way. I didn't say who it was by. Next book I have here is Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. This book also has a 4.1 rating, but the only difference is there are 68,000 reviews. So a 4.1, that's a lot of motherfucking people. I want someone with a soul as black as night. Hello? Off rip. You're so emo, like relax. Relax. I'm not gonna lie to you, fucking relax. Someone who would burn the world down for me and not lose a single minute of sleep over it. What about children and families and dogs and cats? Like, what do you mean? Not a damn night of sleep lost? You want a villain. You want the devil. I don't even know. You want Lucifer and Satan because apparently they're not the same person. Don't ask me nothing. I love spreading misinformation, so don't ask me if that's true or factual because I don't know. Trauma nurse Allie escapes her hardworking days by thirsting after masked men online. To her, nothing could top the fantasy of her favorite tattooed and masked man hunting her down. But she could never have guessed that one drunken text would turn those dreams into reality. I want things most people don't. Craving darkness and depravity instead of light and love. Like, bro, what's wrong with you? Well, you're a trauma nurse. You love seeing people come in all fucked up and bunked up. You feed off of that, huh? Josh has spent his life avoiding the limelight, but his online persona is another story. At night, he posts mass thirst traps for his millions of fans, until one follower catches his Allie. That's cringe. Together, Allie and Josh live out their darkest fantasies, unaware that Allie has captured the attention of someone with far more sinister intentions. As Josh turns from predator to protector, he must ask himself how far he'll go for the woman he can't live without. So I bought this book like a week ago. I'm only 10 pages in because I don't really like the way the story started. I don't know. It's just, I was like, yawn. But, they're trying to build it up. So, let's see how I feel. I'm going to try and read this by the end of this week. Like, actually. On topic, but off topic. I don't know if anyone relates to this, but when I'm reading a book, I have to play background music that kind of correlates to the story. Like if it's a mysterious book, I'll put on some mystery music. If it's a fairy tale book, I'll put on some fairy tale, like, you know what I mean? First movie is called The Empty Man. I don't like the makeup. I'm fucking scared. Like that's scary. Hopefully I'll put it here. Yeah. You see that? You see that? A psychological horror thriller that dives into the unknown and an unseen force that lurks in a small town. With its intense suspense and unsettling imagery, it keeps you on edge, revealing the darkness that hides in plain sight. You would think with the overviews, oh, that can't be that scary. I don't know, guys. Y'all seen that fucking thing? If you're not watching on YouTube, I'm happy for you. You don't need to see what the fuck we just saw, because that shit is terrifying. The second movie is titled Awake. A young man about to undergo heart surgery, but as the anesthesia kicks in, something goes wrong. He's awake, paralyzed, aware, and no one knows. So the only reason I kind of wanted to watch this movie was because I went to the comments of this reel and people were like, yeah, I was having surgery. I forgot what part of their body that they said they were having surgery. But sometimes people need more anesthesia than predicted, and they'll wake up mid-surgery. But they're paralyzed, and they feel everything. Imagine you have an open heart surgery. You wake up. You can't move. You can't scream. They don't know. You just feel the pain. You hear everybody, you feel the pain, everything. So that's the last thing. Let's get into my next segment, Pillow Talk, where I speak on listener stories and confessions. I can no longer see your responses on Pillow Talk, which I'm going to try and create or find maybe like a new drive or a new file where you guys can submit your responses, because I guess that one's just too full. I can't even open it. It won't even load. But I did find a quick little solution. So there's this app called Letters Anonymous, and it's basically where people can post anonymous letters online. We usually do listener stories, but I don't know. I kind of want to read what people are posting about. Aw, this one says, Dear Alternative Universe, I hope that in an alternative universe, I hold myself back from ever saying those words. I hope we get to grow up next to each other like we were supposed to. I hope that we get to dance in our bedroom in our little apartment and laugh. I hope that we get to stargaze and that I get to borrow your sweater. I hope that we love each other unconditionally forever and ever. From me. I don't think reading this was a good decision, because I'm gonna get sad. Another letter says, Dear someone who needs it. Reading your letter, it's almost like it came from me. I don't know how old you are, where you live, and what your life looks like. However, I can understand the hurt and perhaps even the dread that overcomes you sometimes. I'm sorry that you feel alone, and maybe it's more than just a feeling. For myself, I always feel alone in this world, but it's because I mostly am. I have no mother or father anymore. I don't speak to my sibling. I don't have cousins or grandparents or aunts and uncles. It feels scary to not have people in your life that are supposed to be there and care for you, no matter what. I also don't really have friends. My childhood has trained me in a way that makes it hard for me to make and maintain friendships. I think of myself as such a kind, loving person, yet I have nobody to give that to. I'm the type of person that notices. I'm the person that would notice your absence from social media and find a way to get in touch with you to make sure you feel seen. I've done it before. I, too, sometimes feel and wish that I had another me in this world. I know if I had another me, I wouldn't feel so lonely. I know how hard it is not to feel seen, to feel as if people don't understand you and all of your complexities. I hope you know that today I thought of you. Stop, I might start crying for real. Today I wrote you this letter after reading yours. Today you are not alone and you may not even know it yet. I hope you keep that in mind whenever you feel lonely. There may be so many people that are sending you letters. Maybe it just hasn't been received by you yet. I think that's why I found myself on this website. I am online searching for letters from people that maybe cared about me, but never got the opportunity to tell me. Hoping. It's okay to be desperate for love and to yearn for care by others. I hope you see this. I hope you're doing okay. I don't even know when you wrote that letter, but I hope you make your way back here to read mine. Sending you so much love. I'll be back. From someone who cares, someone who noticed. Damn, no one was a good one. I almost cried. Oh no. Dear the one who broke my heart. Thank you. It opened my eyes. I'm just sad it had to be you from the healed. Ooh. You know what? No longer sad. That wasn't me being sad. I was being, empathetic. I was feeling seen, okay? As someone that didn't feel seen for a very long time, the second letter kind of hit a little close. But from the healed, they ate that. Thank you. It opened my eyes. I'm just sad it had to be you. Don't be sad, be thankful. Because it played out exactly the way it should have. All right, I might need to read this one because, dear warrior about everything. As someone that worries about everything, I fear I have to read this as soon as possible. So, life is full of worries for everyone. Things change year after year, and often it is something we are not expecting. If we keep thinking straight, we can handle most problems. And the things we don't like but can't prevent, we just have to deal with them as best as we can. How do we do that? Put our emotions aside and concentrate on the details we are able to handle. Don't let emotions rule your world. From an 86-year-old widow who lives alone. Put your emotions aside and concentrate on the details we are able to handle. Concentrate on the details you are able to handle. From an 86-year-old widow who lives alone. I don't know if y'all do this, but I be real cool with old people. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but other than saying that, like, I'm really cool with old people. And when I say old people, I mean like the elderly. So I'm getting along with people that are 75 and up. But my favorite question to ask is like, as someone your age, what life advice would you give me? And it's usually moments like this where they literally say, stop fucking worrying. A response like this from someone of that age just shows me that humans are a lot more similar than we think we are. Like, we're literally all the fucking same. Of course, we're a species, but like, you know, we're unique in our own ways, but we're all pretty similar. We're all really similar, you know? I bet like 30, 40, 50 people heard that and was like, damn, I needed that. Ooh, this one says foreigner. Dear foreigner, is it fate or a coincidence that when I was a teenager, I read a story at school about two lovers who felt the same but at different times? Hold on. I was fascinated by that tragic and powerful story, but never thought it would happen to me. It probably did. I met you many years ago. The new coworker in a corporation. You were independent, young, and a handsome foreigner whose name pronunciation was an enigma for me. Maybe it was not love at first sight, but falling in love at first kiss, maybe both. You did not ask much, just gave me the best kiss ever and turned my world upside down. I had a boyfriend at that time and we lived quite happily. What? Bitch, I don't even want to fucking finish reading your story. You whore! What? You know what? We listening and we not judging. But, hello? Still, you stole a piece of my brain and heart. Or soul immediately, and never gave it back. Walking around each other for years was maddening. Your explanation that we were from very different worlds was cruel but true. And when we were drawn back to each other later on, I had that conversation stuck in my head, that it won't work. You don't like me enough. I did not trust myself anymore. Okay. Still, we made love and I treasured all our moments because the world stopped. Passion took over, life was lighter and more meaningful. Unfortunately, the world started to turn again on its own axis, but I was off mine. Overwhelmed by guilt, pain, confusion. Yes, it was scary. The fear to risk and go after this intense feeling. I left you as I thought you would not miss me that much anyway. Handsome with many girls around, it broke my heart. I'm not sure if it did anything with yours. I built a family with someone else and I had to put so much love into them that I nearly forgot, still keeping this burden of guilt. What? You moved on with your life. I'm happy for you. I'm bearing wonderful but very painful memories with me. A love song, a romantic movie, a random meeting or your name brings me back. I could have moved on, but I don't want to yet because you are, and in parentheses, now I want to borrow those words from a romantic that described it exactly. The bane of my existence, an object of all my desires, still less and less real, more and more a harmful fantasy after all the years, no happy ending. Ouch. From your oblivion? Regroup. So you cheated on your partner later on built a family with this man that you cheated on. I'm going to assume your partner didn't even know that you cheated. You cheated, built a family with them, and you still think about this foreigner. You still think about this foreigner that just wanted some poom poom. Listen, I can't even judge this person. Hey, this day letter, this day anonymous letter, I gotta respect it. I'll read one more and then we're done. Cause yeah. Dear me, the dating community, anyone who understands, ? I am tired. I am tired of blaming myself. I'm tired of looking in the mirror with tears in my eyes saying, you really thought they were different, huh? Stop right there. Stop right there. I'm healed. Okay? I'm healed. Don't you dare utter those words. Okay? Because I uttered those words at some point, and I still do sometimes. I say, I can't believe you fell for it. You dummy. But then I look at myself and I say, you're human and you learned a lesson, and that's okay. You enjoyed being loved because you deserve being loved. Before anybody heard that and was like, damn right, to an extent. I'm just so tired of it. So I give up on it. I'm done. No more dating sites. No more getting to know them. No more dates. Just me. And I do hate it. I want to find someone, but I'm starting to hate myself because of it. I don't like how I look, how I act, nothing. Because I've been told time and time again that they were different. Then they proceed to break me. So for now, to the foreseeable future, I am giving up on it. I will start to love myself, and I won't hold on to any hope, even if I really want to. I will be okay alone. I will be. Or at least try to be okay at being alone. From a girl who is tired of it. Girl, I'm tired too, okay? I finished. Listen, when you get so heartbroken to the point where you have to find self-love, that is the best time to practice self-love. This person is genuinely over it. Like, I remember saying before my last relationship even began that I want to be proven wrong. I stepped into a relationship saying, prove me wrong about love. Prove me wrong, because I was at the point where my heart was already crystallized over, okay? The Ice King done came and zapped my heart. That shit was ice. That shit was ice. I had no self-love. I had no love for others. I just had my cat. That's the only person I was really loving on. Just my baby girl, because that was my child. That's it. And then I guess random people, I would help like random people around the world. But like, that's it. That's the only time I would spread love. I was hollow. And then, of course, I was disappointed. So I had to then look within and say, well, if no one's going to love me, I need to love me. And that is the best feeling. Because even now, again, I told y'all, my fuel in the gym. My fuel in the gym used to be my heartbreak. Now my fuel is me. Ooh, I like the way my body look when I sit like this and when I turn like this. It's not, I need to get sexy. So if they go and look on my page, they'll see how hot and sexy I've gotten. I need to look sexy in case when I'm out, they see me in public and be like, oh, wow, she looks hot. Bitch, I don't give a fuck what that person thinks anymore. But that's because I literally had to stop caring. I feel like some people just need to get tired. Like, you say you tired, but then when someone shows you an inkling of goddamn kindness, you in between them legs and, oh, but this might really be the one. What if they're not? Then what? Huh? What if the next 5 people aren't the one? Then what? Are you the one for you? All right, I'm done preaching to y'all because I know how y'all get when I start getting preachy. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. Take care, brush your hair, and wash that motherfucking derriere, girl. Wash that ass.